This is Triggered.
And you will be.
It's Friday.
Hi, guys. It's
Thank God.
Friday. I know. I'm so grateful. This episode is going to be a beast. And a lot of people have heard of it, but ironically enough, a lot of people haven't. But before we get into it, I have to tell you the most uncomfortable situation I was in the other day at work.
Oh, no.
I'm going to
no.
set the scene. So for all of you who don't know, I do intimate skincare. So below the belt, you know. So I am new client, super excited. So we're just shooting the shit. I'm trying to, make her comfortable. So I always
Yeah.
talk with my client, especially the new ones. Like once I've seen you, like once or twice, we're now besties.
Yeah. We're
I
good
stare
to
into
go.
your butthole. We're besties. We talk about
It's
everything.
fine.
And
Yeah.
my room is a safe place. I've always been like that. Like anything that happens in my room stays in the room. You could tell me, like I'm a priest. You can confess your sins, girl. It's okay.
It's true. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep this very confidential, but nonetheless, this individual will never hear this podcast, and I'm going to tell you why. So we're talking, and we're talking about books, because you know me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, I'm into fantasy novels and this and that. And she's like, oh, that's really interesting. She's like, I'm really into podcasts. So instantly, I'm not saying what I do, but I'm like, oh, really? What are you listening to? And she tells me a couple podcasts she's into. And I'm like, oh, I'll have to check those out. I haven't heard of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, yeah, they're not like as like mainstream as a lot of podcasts, because I just feel like people who listen to true crime are like fucked up. I'm in this person's labia. And in that moment, I have to make a choice. So I'm like, yeah. Like, what do I do, guys? Like, do I out myself? Because like, not only do I love them, but I am them. So I'm like,
I think you did the right thing.
yeah.
Because how do you, after someone's like, oh my God, like those true crime podcast people are so stupid. Like, how do you come back from that and be like, actually,
Funny thing, as I'm like literally like spreading the cheeks.
them apart.
Yeah. So I was just laughing internally because I was like, wow.
That's
But
actually
luckily,
really funny.
Obviously, said person will never listen to this because we're too fucked up for her. And that's okay. Still love her.
And that's okay. You know what? Ashley and I found ourselves in a very interesting situation yesterday. And just conversing with somebody who doesn't appreciate what we do here. And
I think that's an understatement.
We'll probably get into it at some point, but we're not going to right now. And what I was thinking throughout the entire thing was like, it's okay that you don't like everything. That's okay. Like people need to stop being so passionate about what they don't like.
Calm
if
down.
You don't like podcasts, if you don't like true crime, if you don't like our banter, if you don't like whatever it is that you don't like, you cannot like that. It's okay.
Yeah.
What you don't need to do is you don't need to become a renegade of shit you don't like. You can just not like something, and that's cool. There's so much shit I don't like.
So many things I don't like. I feel like the list of the things I don't like is bigger than the list of the things that I do like.
Right. So all in all, like, just calm down.
Okay, so I'm going to lean into our episode. I'm going to start the episode by sharing something that I find so fucking weird. Back when I was expecting my first child, many moons ago, I remember being in Walmart and running into a girl that I went to school with. We shared, common friends. I didn't know her very well, but I saw her and you know me, I'm a chatter girl. I'm talking to everyone. So I'm
You
like,
talk so much.
I'm in the baby section. I see her there and she's got her hand. She's wearing a maternity shirt. She's teeny
Mhm.
tiny. Okay. So I'm like, oh, she probably, and guys, I'm the size of a fucking beached whale. Okay. I can hardly walk.
You were so big.
I was so big. Okay.
Like, people need to understand, like, Ashley's a tiny girl. When she was pregnant with her daughter, oh
it was,
my lord.
it was like, it was like almost comical because how?
Seriously, I every single time I'd be like, "How is this occurring?"
I know. And then
Mhm.
when I had her, it was like nothing happened at all. It was the
I know, it was
strangest thing.
crazy. Yeah,
It was an
crazy.
anomaly. Anyways, I thought I was giving birth to a baby elephant. So I'm there. I'm fucking ready to pop, you guys. I'm like 36 weeks along, just
Mhm.
wobbling around with my mom around Walmart.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we should go look at more sleepers because your first baby, you want to look at everything, right? That's all you do at Walmart. So I'm in there and I see her and she's wearing this maternity shirt and she's kind of rubbing her belly and she sees me. She's like, oh my God, like you're huge. And I was like, yeah, oh my God,
I know.
I'm aware. And I was like, oh, are you shopping for somebody in particular? Because you never, I don't care if
Guys,
it's a maternity shirt, you don't say it.
look me
No,
in the
no.
eye. Look me right here.
Yeah.
I don't care how pregnant someone is or isn't. Do not ever lead with anything about their pregnancy. If they
No.
bring it up,
Yeah.
talk about it. Oh, yeah, baby's going to be here soon. Then go to town, talk about all the baby things. I had endometriosis. Okay. Bad. Like, I had to have a hysterectomy at 27 years old. Bad. And part of endometriosis is your uterus, which is where the baby lives, for those of you that need a science lesson today, expands significantly and bloats, okay, because it's diseased. And
Oh.
the amount of times
Oh.
and like by the time I was ready for my hysterectomy, like I was coming to terms with I'm never having any more babies. So to be walking around and have someone be like, "Oh my God, how far along are you?" Don't do
Don't
that.
fucking do it. Okay, so
Anyway.
she is like, "You're huge." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I know." Then she tells me, she's like, "When are you due?" And I said, "Oh, I'm due at the beginning of March, end of February kind of thing." And she says, "Me too." Now I'm looking at this girl, okay? There is no bump. The shirt makes the appearance of a bump, but I'm also like, what are you carrying? A fucking like Tinkerbell? Like, what are you doing? So then she's there with, I think, her mother or mother in law. It was a parental figure. And
All
she
right.
says, I'm having twins. Now I'm even more fucking confused because, like, what do you mean? Like, there's two in there and I have one. And
Were you
I'm
like,
like,
where are they?
I didn't say any. I was like, wow,
No. And it's
congratulations.
probably best you didn't.
Yeah. So fast forward, okay? It's like now spring. There was this walking path where we lived at the waterfront, and I would take my daughter there all the time. We'd go outside. She was an
Mm.
infant. It was good. And I see her, okay?
Uh-huh.
Saw babies. So I'm like, so now I'm not bringing it up because I'm thinking like, okay, like
Because we know.
we know.
Because you
So
don't
I'm like,
because you don't know.
you
You
don't
don't
know
know
what
what
happened,
happened.
especially with twins, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, how? She's like, oh my God, your baby's so cute. We're chatting and I'm not saying a word. And she's like, oh,
Mhm.
girl, she's like, you think it's hard with one, try with two. I'm like, okay, phew, the babies are there. She goes into this whole thing like, doing laundry is so hard. So like I
Yeah.
bring one in the seat down and then I bring the other one in the seat down. And like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, girl, I can't imagine. Like I'm struggling right now, with
Yeah.
one baby, just getting used to it all. So that happens. And then we part ways and she's like, yeah, we'll have to get together walking or something. And I'm like, oh, what a sweetheart. I can't, to me, I'm like, she's incredible. So I continue down the path and I run into another person I know.
Mhm.
This guy that I grew up with, and I still love him to pieces. He's amazing. We ran it actually, Chantel and I ran into him at the spa with his girlfriend a couple months back. Anywho,
Oh, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So I was like, "Oh my god." He's like, "Oh my god, you look great, the baby." And we're, gushing about the
Yeah.
fact that I'm now a mom in my 20s. And I was like, "Guess who else I just saw?" And I say her name and I'm like, "Can you believe she just had twins?" Like, and he's looking at me and he's like, "You didn't hear about it?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "She made it all up, Ashley." Then he tells me the whole story and he's like, "She did not have twins. They had a baby shower." So she, I guess, maybe out of embarrassment, because I guess the whole community knew except for me because I was in like newborn. I don't
I was
care.
gonna say you were busy.
I was busy. So she realized she had told me and she obviously realized I didn't know. Anyways, this girl ended up going on. I think she ran
Mm.
a daycare and she did have some kids and she's married now. And I don't know what happened
Well,
with that.
good. Obviously, she wanted that.
But like, I, when I saw her at Walmart, I was like, there's no way this girl is having fucking
Yeah.
twins. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
leads me into today's episode.
If you haven't guessed it already.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Taylor motherfucking Parker.
Oh, God.
Ugh, and this one is heavy, guys, like genuinely very disturbing. It's one of those ones that when we say trigger warning, we don't say that lightly. So if you have
Yeah.
been around here for a while, um, we don't throw that out unless it's something pretty gnarly. But today we're going to talk about the murder of a 21-year-old pregnant woman named Reagan Simmons-Hancock
Mhm, mhm.
and the psychopath who killed her,
Yeah,
Taylor
and
Parker.
I was thinking about this when you told me you were doing this. This is like our second Netflix documentary coverage.
Yeah.
Um, because if you didn't watch it, it's called Maternal Instinct.
Hmm.
It just recently came out. But and I had always had this idea that, like, why would we need to cover something that just came out in a documentary? But guys, the outpouring and listening and conversations that started from our episode on the crash
Yeah.
with Mackenzie motherfucking Shirilla,
Yeah.
uh, totally changed my mind.
Yeah, me too. And
So here
here's
we
the
are.
thing. What Taylor did is so calculated, so layered, so unrelenting in cruelty that like I can't imagine any human being doing something so fucked up. But
Mhm.
here's the thing. The documentary did leave out some things that I found cuz
Ooh, we love this. You know what? I was talking to a woman that I ran into at Walmart about our podcast, and she was saying she listens to podcasts because she has young kids at home, like quite a few young kids.
mhm.
And so she can't put on a true crime documentary,
No, that's a
but she can
no-go.
listen to it in her
Yeah.
headphones. So for all of those who either don't watch documentaries or just want to hear our take on it, here
Yeah.
we go.
There's also going to be new things we're working on with our new bestie. And
Oh,
so we
yes.
have some really fun new features coming out with the podcast. We're growing
Yeah.
every day.
We'll
So
let y'all know.
we'll let you know when we get that sorted out. Okay. So content warning. We will be talking about pregnancy loss. And so, if you're pregnant or anything like that, maybe this isn't the one. So Taylor Renee Parker, born December 8th, 92 in Titus County, Texas. Small town, very rural, the kind of place where everyone knows everybody, which, as we will actually find out, will play a big part in this story.
Mhm.
Now, we don't know a huge amount about her early life. What came out in court is that her parents divorced during her childhood. Her brother testified about it briefly, and that's as much as we really get for family background of things. And I looked.
It's so funny, like, usually when we're doing cases like this, if we can't find a lot about early childhood, it's because it was boring. Like,
Yeah,
it sounds like, okay, so you had a normal life and your parents divorced and here we are, like,
yeah.
you and everybody else in the world.
So really nothing significant there, which I was like, "That's shocking," because what we're about to talk about, I was like, "I bet you she was like, hurt people, hurt people." I was expecting this big reveal, but no.
Mhm.
So here's what I want you to hold on to as we go through this story because it's the thread that connects absolutely everything. Taylor Parker was not someone who started lying in 2020, as a lot of people think.
Mhm.
When things got desperate, she was not a woman who made one catastrophic bad decision under pressure. The lying, the scheming.
Cannot with you.
Well, hello. It's very early. The fraud, the manipulation that
Mhm.
started early and it never stopped. So this isn't like a one-off lie that got out of control. This girl was like a pathological liar. Like court documents filed by Texas prosecutors showed that Taylor Parker had been engaging in welfare and benefit fraud going all the way back to December 2010.
Ooh, okay, okay.
So she would have been around 17 or 18 years old at the time. So she was a teenager already running these fucking elaborate
Mm.
cons. Like, so right away, I'm like, well, if that's not foreshadowing.
Yeah, yeah.
So when people try to frame the story as a woman who got in over her head, I need you to remember that because what this actually is a woman who had been practicing her craft for over a decade before Reagan Simmons-Hancock ever entered the picture.
So I wanna okay. Where do you stand on pathological lying? Do you believe that it is a mental health issue, or
I
do
do.
you believe that people have more control over it than they
I
lend?
think that it's definitely a mental issue, obviously. There's some kind of psychological something going on there, but I think it
Mhm.
can be repaired, and I think that,
I do too.
um, it's not an excuse for anything. Like, I don't think that that should ever be an excuse for any type of shitty behavior.
No, I worked with a woman who was a recovering pathological liar, and it was so interesting because she was very open about her recovery and the work that she was doing, and she would say things like, we'd be at lunch and we'd be talking and whatever, and she'd say, "Oh, yeah, you know, I just bought myself, 3 of these beautiful sweaters that I found at Reitman's," or whatever, and then immediately she'd be like, "I'm sorry, guys, that's not true." So and she was explaining to me that she knows she's lying, but
Okay.
it's almost like vomit, like, it comes out
Oh.
uncontrollably, but then she was saying that, like, she was in therapy and they were encouraging her that when she does tell a lie, to immediately be like, "Guys, I'm sorry, that actually wasn't true." And that
Wow.
was her recovery,
Well,
and
you
it
know
was
what? Good on her.
interesting. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
on her.
So they do, from what I understand, they do understand that they are lying.
Oh, this bitch knew.
I
Because
know.
by the time Taylor Parker is in her mid to late 20s, here's what her life looked like on paper. She has been married and divorced twice. She has 2 kids, a son and a daughter.
Okay.
But notably, she does not have custody of her son. She is living in Northeast Texas and she has had both a tubal ligation and a full hysterectomy. So
Mhm.
that
There
door
ain't
she
nobody
closed.
home.
No.
Yeah.
And that last part, I need you to keep that in your, you know,
In
in
your
your
noggin.
your nagging. So Taylor Parker has had a hysterectomy. Her uterus is gone. She cannot get pregnant. She cannot carry a child. This is a medical fact that exists before the story ever begins. And it is the central fact of everything I'm about to tell you. Okay, now we're going to meet Wade. It's 2019. Taylor Parker is freshly out of her second marriage. And in the summer of that year, she walks into a rodeo, which I'm like, man, I want to go to a rodeo.
This is just my dream.
Me too.
Ah,
I
Ash,
would,
listen, I saw your face when I took you to the dump.
yeah.
I
We
don't know if a
actually,
rodeo.
I have the photos. So
Oh, God, we have to
somehow
post it.
my daughter got a picture of me at the dump and zoomed in on my face and put it as her story. But I have it. So I'm going to post it in this video
Yeah, yeah,
because it's,
we'll post it.
guys, my face. Okay. No. I was
So I
like,
don't
you
know
look,
about a rodeo for you. I don't know if you could handle some. I mean,
yeah,
nice ones smell good. So
yeah, true. So Wade Griffith is there. Wade
mhm,
is a roofer, a welder, and a hog trapper. A hog
incredible.
trapper, which is like, that's a hard ass thing to do.
Oh, t- like hunting hogs. That is, I've never done it because we didn't have a lot of wild hogs where I grew up. Like we would get like bands of them every now and then, every couple of years, but no one was
No.
ever inviting me to go hog hunting, although I would.
Welcome to Northeast Texas. And by all
Yeah.
accounts, uh, he is a decent guy,
Yeah.
hardworking, genuinely a good natured guy. And when Taylor walks into that rodeo, Wade notices her like immediately. He's like, damn, because she was a very attractive girl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from her. If I see a pretty
No,
girl, I
no.
will say credit,
Yes.
you know? So
Yeah.
he later said she just kind of lit up the room when she walked in, smiling from ear to ear.
Mhm.
And look, I do believe him because everything we know about Taylor suggests she was charming in a way that was very magnetic.
Mhm.
She was warm, she was fun, she was the kind of person who made you feel like the most important person in the room, kind of like a vampire. Like, I'm gonna suck you in, you know?
Like I got you.
And everyone who met her loved her immediately.
Okay.
And that's not nothing. That's actually a really important piece of this puzzle because none of the rest of this story actually works unless you realize that this girl was literally so manipulative that she could just draw people in,
She was
right? She
mhm.
had that southern charm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So they start dating naturally. And here's where this I like to call it her fictional autobiography.
I
Because
like to I like to call it fuck shit. But continue.
because she tells Wade that she comes from money, like big money. She claims to be an heiress to the Blackburn syrup fortune,
Okay.
which, for those who don't know, is a real brand of syrup. And it is still sold in grocery stores, particularly in
Okay.
the South. So we're not
Okay.
talking about Aunt Jemima or the Old Mill brand. This is like, she tells Wade that her inheritance is substantial. So, like millions and millions of dollars just tied up in accounts controlled by her mother. But it's
Okay.
all coming. And like Wade, who has never had anyone in his life talking about syrup fortunes, obviously, and $1 million inheritance is dazzled because
I know you've encountered people like this. The minute that I hear somebody be like, "Oh yeah, my inheritance is it's just tied up right now," I'm always like, "Sweetie,
no,
no."
no.
And I get it. I know that inheritances and things like that do take time,
Yep.
but I the minute anybody ever says like, "Oh, my inheritance is it's just tied up," I'm always like, "Mm." And maybe it's just because I'm private and like I would never just talk
No.
openly about my inheritance, but maybe that's just me.
I mean, so the spending starts. Okay. And
Well,
like,
yeah. Wade's like, "Imma be a millionaire."
right? So he meets this beautiful, magnetic woman, and she really likes him a lot. And she's
Mhm.
willing to give him anything. So, like, who wouldn't be like sucked into that?
Well, yeah.
Like, I'm certain my husband secretly is a millionaire and it's all been a test. And someday he's going to be like, baby, all this struggle, it was all a joke. I'm secretly
Girlfriend, I'm secretly I'm tech girl. We are, can I tell you something? We are the millionaires. We
This
are
is
the
true.
ones. We're the ones that it's falling on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Fair enough, fair enough.
mhm.
So, first, she encourages Wade to make a big purchase because she's like, you can do it because when I get my inheritance, we just pay it off. So, $100,000 truck for himself,
Oh God.
then a car for his mother. A car for his mother. She talks about buying a $4 million ranch in Oklahoma. She talks about their future together as if money is simply not a concern because soon it won't be, right?
My PSA for the day is, guys, don't spend money that you don't see.
Oh, girl.
Don't
No,
don't
no.
don't do that. Don't do that. Especially don't spend money that you don't see that isn't yours.
You're
Like,
not
mm-mm.
you're not ready. So she starts writing checks. Big
Oh,
checks.
all right.
$1 million checks that banks are literally looking at and they're like, "No." And within about 3 weeks after poor Wade's mom, Connie, is gifted this car and she's so happy, obviously, the
Well,
car
yeah.
gets repossessed.
Oof. Okay. Mm-mm.
Now, she's trying, and this part really fucked with me because she's calling realtors. She's literally putting fucking offers in on this Oklahoma multi-million dollar ranch. And obviously these deals are falling through because there's no proof that these funds even exist.
Oh, there's no money.
But still, Wade doesn't really know what's going on. So he still trusts her because all he has is her word for it. And why would someone do that?
And this is the thing that when I watched the documentary, and as you're even retelling the story now, I just kept thinking about was any doubt that Wade would have had. I truly believe that Wade is just a simple dude. I think he immediately would have been like, only a crazy person would lie about this. So,
Right. So,
and then that immediately he'd be like, that's ridiculous.
yes. And that was the point I was
Mm.
about to get at, girl, because
Yeah.
that's something I've also thought a lot. And I'm like, you know, Taylor always had an answer for everything. So he
Yeah.
did
Hmm.
question her, like
Yeah.
every red flag had an explanation, every failed check had a reason. And when you're in a
Yeah.
relationship with someone that you care about so deeply, and they keep having that plausible sounding explanation, the human brain doesn't want to accept what you maybe deep down know.
Hmm.
And she is essentially, I believe, gaslighting him because she always has an answer. And then
Hmm.
you start thinking you're crazy because you're like, but wait.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I've been thinking about so much is I truly think because you see online everyone's saying, "Oh my God, like what was wrong with him that he didn't?" No, I honestly think about your partner, or even if I think about you,
Yeah.
if you all of a sudden started telling me these insane things. There's not one moment that I would be like, "Oh, she's lying." I
Yeah.
might question it deeply and be like, "What do you mean you have $4 million coming to your bank account next week? Can we please talk about this?" Like,
Chantel would
but
be tickled because she's essentially my wife in life. So
yeah,
it wouldn't be Chantel, I'm getting 4 million. I'd be like, girl, we rich, because she comes with me wherever I go.
I was gonna say, oh God.
So yeah, and that is how trust works with a partner. You
Mhm.
believe it until, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So we haven't even gotten to the pregnancy stuff yet. And that is where things really start to unravel, or
Okay.
rather, where things to really start to escalate.
Mhm.
Because just weeks into this relationship, something happens. Wade comes home from work one day and finds baby stuff sitting on the counter. And he can't even process what he's looking at because he's like, what is this? It's literally been weeks into this relationship. And she says, I'm pretty much pregnant with twins. Now,
Hold on, hold on, whoa.
I'm
I need
pretty
you
much
to
pregnant.
I need you to slow the train down because we gotta dissect that sentence right there. I'm pretty
Pretty
much
much
pregnant.
pregnant. Yeah.
Not one time, like, I've had 8 pregnancies, okay?
Yeah.
Not one of my 8 pregnancies was I pretty much pregnant.
You're either
There
pregnant or
were
you're not.
there were many times where I was like, "I feel like I might be pregnant,
Yeah.
but I have
But
to test."
not pretty
I'm
much.
pretty much pregnant. I can't. I cannot.
Now, if you have watched the documentary, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that's not how this story goes. But friends, this is fake pregnancy number 1 with Wade.
Oh,
So there was more than one,
no.
and this was never documented.
Well, it wasn't talked about in the documentary.
No,
Oh
it
my
wasn't.
Lanta. Okay,
But
so pretty much pregnant,
so
pregnancy
this
number 1.
uterusless person,
Like, sweetheart, you don't have twins. You don't even have a home for one baby.
you got no
Where are you putting
roommate.
2?
But Wade doesn't know she had a hysterectomy.
Right, because they had only been dating, like, briefly, right?
Yeah.
So he would have never seen that, like, she girl doesn't get her period.
No.
Hmm.
So this is not the first time Taylor has done this because court documents reveal that before Wade, she faked a pregnancy with her ex-husband, Hunter Parker, and then faked at least 2 more pregnancies in the period between Hunter and Wade.
Okay.
So this is like a fucking problem.
There is never an excuse to fake a pregnancy. Oh, actually, I take that back. I just watched a true crime thing where she convinces the killer not to kill her because she's pregnant. She's not pregnant.
Okay.
That is the only reason.
So the twin pregnancy proceeds for a little while, and Wade is processing this news because he's like, whoa, adjusting to the idea, probably terrified and excited in equal measure if I was a guessing girl. Then Taylor orchestrates the miscarriage that, like, I'm like, so here's how she did that.
Oh, God.
And
Okay.
this detail is so specific that it actually stopped me when I was reading it because I had to reread it.
Okay.
Okay, so Taylor uses a VoIP app on her phone. So that's an app that lets you make calls and sends texts from a fake number, if anyone doesn't know.
Right. Okay.
She did that to impersonate her own father.
Okay.
So she texts Wade as Mark Morton, her dad, saying there's been an accident with a towing cable and that it snapped and struck Taylor in the stomach and that one of the babies has been hurt. Like, this is fucked.
I'm wow. Okay.
Okay, so she created a fake emergency using a fake version of her own father to explain a fake miscarriage and a fake pregnancy. And after the loss of these fictional twins, because what? Wade grieved. He grieved something that never existed, and Taylor was right there to comfort him.
That breaks my heart. And this
Mhm.
is exactly why we don't lie about being pregnant.
It's fucked.
Because that grief for Wade, who didn't know that you're full of shit, was real.
Right.
He was grieving the loss of his children because in his head
He was going to be a
he had
father.
children. Fuck.
So,
Okay.
right. So fast forward to January 2020, Taylor and Wade have been together for several months now.
Okay.
The twin miscarriage behind them, and Taylor comes to Wade with news.
You don't say.
She's pregnant again.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yep. And this time, Taylor came prepared because this isn't something she's just winging. You know, she's not just flying by the seat of her pants trying to figure it out as she goes. This is a full on fucking production. This is a cinematic, like, she's got the props, like, she's
Yeah.
on fucking stage.
And this is exactly where the line is drawn for me between someone who is compelled without, any control to lie versus someone who absolutely fucking knows that they're lying. If she's coming with whatever props you're about to tell me about, it's a theatrical production. It's not a I, I'm a liar and I can't help it. Fuck you.
No, some psycho shit. Anyways,
Honestly.
so like this girl purchases a silicone pregnancy belly. It's the kind used by actors and cosplayers so that,
Hmm. Literally a play.
a
Okay.
play. She has source faked ultrasound images, and she has a plan for every situation that arises, an answer for every question, a story for every single skeptic involved.
All right.
Now, over the following months, Taylor's pregnancy becomes a whole community event. She posts about it constantly on social media, documenting every milestone. She talks about morning sickness. She talks about cravings. She buys baby clothes and posts them online with little captions about getting the nursery ready. She has a
Like
fucking maternity photo shoot, for fuck's sakes. Full glam,
who the flip is pretending to fake morning sickness?
right? I want to forget my morning sickness. I never want to think about that time in my life again. No,
Good
thank you.
God. All right.
And poor Wade is just, standing proudly beside her in these and when you look at them and you're just like, the fuck? Like, it's crazy. And then there's the gender reveal party. I cannot.
If you don't watch anything else as part of this documentary, if you haven't seen it, find a clip of this gender reveal party because I was like, oh boy, we're
Girl,
really going.
this reveal party, like, genuinely made me laugh in the most horrific way. Like, I was like, is this like she had a gender reveal party involving a cow wearing a pink, like, feather bow.
You know what? I would do this.
Well,
You
I
know
know
I
you
would.
would.
You know I would.
A cow in a pink feather bow to reveal the gender of a baby that didn't exist? No, you wouldn't.
Now, that I wouldn't fucking do.
And then there are people at this party, real people. So, we're talking about the gender reveal party and the elements in the post, but there are people at the party. So she's
Mhm,
putting this on not just for Wade, but for everyone.
mhm.
Wade's family, Taylor's family, her children, people
That
who
was the worst part for me.
it's disgusting. Like, people drove to this event and stood around watching this fucking cow in the fucking feather fucking bow and went home thinking they're going to be part of this little baby girl's life. And like, I I'm like, how could you stand up in front? How could you stand with your children?
That that was the thing, because for those of you who aren't gonna go look for the clip, basically, they had her kids come around the corner with this calf who has this pink feather bow around its
I'll
neck.
post a photo.
Yeah, post a picture, and it's her kids,
Like, it's
and her kids
diabolical. It's so
think they're getting a baby sister. So,
Now,
yeah.
the question I'm sure you guys are all wondering, because this is what I was thinking the entire time. How does Taylor keep Wade from noticing that his pregnant girlfriend doesn't actually have a real life belly under there? Because
Yeah, Ashley, tell us.
she keeps him at a distance and she always has a reason for it. So, during that summer, their time was, very limited. He was doing his thing and it was hot and, you don't feel good. And she didn't want him to see her naked or anything because she said she was insecure about her stretch marks. So they didn't do anything physical.
You know what? I know that every single relationship is different, but when I
Mhm.
heard this, where like she kept him at bay for months and he didn't see her naked ever, I did chuckle a little bit because, and I'm so sorry for my children who are listening to this because I know you guys listen to this. Uh, Matt must touch me.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about sexual. This man wants to touch my earlobes. He
Uh,
wants to poke at the back of my neck. He wants to grab my belly. He wants to. We won't even get started with the butt.
no. There's
Like
no safe
how?
space for me either.
No, like I don't understand how, other than Wade is just like a sweet man. And when she was like, "Do not touch me," he didn't. That wouldn't fly with our husbands, but
Girl, my husband, like, my sleeping arrangements are so
I can't even get into your sleeping arrangements because you have the
it's insane.
dogs.
So we have a king size bed.
Mhm.
So my husband is at the very edge. Like he's
Mhm.
hanging on by a thread.
He's
He's
hanging
fighting for
on
his
for
life over
dear
there.
life.
Then there's me right up against him. Like my legs are kind of like shmish mash between his. We've got elbows. Like we injure each other all the time because we're rolling around and like punching each other in the head. And then I've got
Yeah.
my big boy who he sleeps like a person. With him and
Which
I like
is
to share
her
a
dog,
yeah.
just to clear that up.
He shares my pillow. So we're like a throuple, and then my little dog sleeps between mine and my husband's legs, and there's about a twin size full empty bed on the other side that nobody uses. So it's crazy.
We are so different. I can't
Yes.
even have. Recently, we moved my dog that slept on the floor in our room. We had to move him to another room to sleep because I can't even sleep with an animal in the room anymore. So we are
Well,
different
we're
people.
different people. So, and then you're kind of probably wondering, well, what about ultrasound appointments, doctor's appointments? Like I know my partner came with me to mine, but COVID. So,
Yeah.
right? So
Uh,
the
and
fucking
honestly, this happened so much during COVID
yeah,
because people
yeah.
knew they could get away with it.
Yeah. So the pandemic essentially gave Taylor a built-in socially acceptable, unreasonable, really,
Mhm.
reason why her boyfriend absolutely could not accompany her to any of her appointments.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you can't
And it made
question it.
sense. No,
Hmm.
it made sense because that was everywhere.
This is just it. And so these cracks are still forming. Like she's not getting
Mhm.
away. Like people aren't blind because people
Mm-mm.
in a small town are starting to talk. Get ready. So one of Wade's friends, a woman named Stephanie, had her suspicions. She reached out to a mutual contact who confirmed to her that Taylor had had a hysterectomy. So
Okay.
this girl knew Taylor, was like best friends with Taylor back in the day.
Right.
So Stephanie went to Connie, Wade's mom, and was like, she had a hysterectomy. And I know from a very valid source, this girl cannot be pregnant. Now, poor
Mhm.
Connie, who's expecting her first
Aw, a
grandchild,
grandbaby.
doesn't know what to do with that information.
Yeah.
And when Stephanie tried to tell Wade directly, Taylor had already preemptively poisoned that well as well.
Oh, wow.
She
Okay.
told Wade that Stephanie was trouble and not to be trusted. So she already had a plan in place for this poor girl, Stephanie, who did nothing wrong. She was like,
Yeah.
this girl's crazy. She is horrible. She is trying to destroy my life. And I don't know why she's so obsessed with me.
Man,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Then Taylor's ex husband texts Wade directly, told him about the hysterectomy. She literally has a response for everything.
Crazy.
Sh and it's so fucked up. She told Wade that it wasn't actually her ex-husband texting.
Oh, who was it?
It was her mother.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I cannot. Okay.
Her mother, who Taylor had previously told Wade had faked her own death in order to torment her daughter. Like, the story gets so like, I can't.
I don't even like I'm sitting here like speechless.
The story
What?
just gets weirder and weirder. And so, like, now she's sending fake text messages pretending to be an ex-husband who sabotaged the relationship. Like,
Wow.
poor
Okay.
Wade is probably sitting there like, what the fuck is this
Well,
fucking
again,
family?
like Wade is a simple man. He's a simple ranching man. Like he's
He just
probably
wants
like,
a
"What?"
simple life. And he
He's
meets
like,
this
"Where's
fucking
my
bitch.
daughter?" Like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you.
Can I
Yeah.
have my baby and get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
But again, Wave is like, okay. And like, really? And and I'm like, okay, you believed that, Wade? Like, how did you keep believing her?
I do not put blame on Wade or Connie
No.
or any of his family at all because the thing is, a con artist will get you every time.
Well, and here's the thing. He met her family. You've been to
Right.
their events. Their kids call you
Right.
by
Their kids are
name.
around. Yeah.
She's setting up a nursery. You have a future
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is so diabolical. I just can't.
Mhm.
All right. So September 2020 arrives. Taylor's due date. And to date, she has been building, you know, this whole charade for a better part of a year. And nothing happens. So she's due. There's no baby, no hospital, no call from the delivery room, just nothing. Like, nothing. People are like, haven't heard from Taylor. Like, she's laying low.
Uh-huh.
And like, the days are ticking past, and Wade's like wondering, like,
So, about that baby,
is
like,
this baby
what?
coming out? Like, what's going on here? And of course, now Taylor's panicking because in her fictional 10th month of pregnancy, now we're in our 10th month of pregnancy, there is no exit. Like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Her money schemes are unraveling. The pregnancy is
Yeah.
unraveling, obviously. The whole elaborate
Yeah.
construction of this life that she has built with Wade is crumbling from the inside. So she needs a baby girl. She needs one now. Like, I want to take a moment before we get into what happened on October 9th, because I think it's really important we talk about Reagan as a person, not just as a victim, but
Yeah.
as a person. So, Reagan Michelle Simmons-Hancock was born on November 14th, 1998, in New Boston, Texas. She was 21 years old. She was a young wife, a mother to a 3-year-old daughter, and she was 36 weeks pregnant with her second child. A little baby girl she had already named Braxlyn Sage.
Oh, Braxlin.
I love that name. By all
Mhm.
accounts, Reagan was warm, joyful, deeply loved by her family and her community. Her mother described her with the kind of grief that actually can't be translated into words. Just the weight of it, like, it's incomprehensible what happened to this poor mother's daughter. Like, so Regan had met Taylor Parker in 2019 when she was looking for a photographer for her engagement photos and wedding. Now, Taylor had come recommended by a friend, and she was very affordable. Perfect for a young couple kind of starting to be budget conscious.
Yeah.
And Taylor, by all accounts, took beautiful photographs. So Regan's sister Emily said it best because she said it almost felt like she was a bridesmaid at one point because she was in
Mhm.
all of our selfies. So like Taylor was in it, right?
Yeah.
Because the show can't go on without Taylor, Chantal.
Well, and I mean, in a past life, I was a wedding photographer, and I was the same way. Like you build relationships with your brides. Like you just do.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest days of their lives,
Yeah.
and you're there up in their shit literally all day. So you do build a really strong
Yeah.
bond with them.
So these girls became close, not just photographer and a client, but a friend. She became
Mhm.
someone Regan trusted, welcomed into her home, accepted Starbucks from her. They're buddies. And that is exactly the kind of trust that Taylor needed to do what she was going to do. Because on October 7th, 2020, 2 days before this horrific event, Taylor showed up at Regan's house with a baby gift and 2 Starbucks cups and a smile. Just, hey girl, Completely
Oh, this, like
normal.
ugh, this
It's
makes me
gross.
nauseous. Mhm.
Except investigators would later understand that this visit was Taylor scoping things out, checking the layout, making sure she knew what she was walking into. So this wasn't a friendly visit. This was her
No.
literally fucking casing the joint.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, she returned. On the morning of October 9th, before she left, Taylor Parker sat at home watching YouTube videos about how to examine a premature infant delivered at 35 weeks. The exact gestational age of Regan's pregnancy. She had been Googling how to fake a pregnancy convincingly. She had been researching emergency delivery. She had been in the most clinical, chilling way you could ever do your homework. Like, she was
No shit.
basically a nursing student at this point, this bitch. So she knew what she was going to do. She planned it. She drove to Regan's house and she did it. Now, I'm not going to linger here for that long. Usually we get into all the dirty details. But I think the facts speak for themselves and they are so devastating. And if you want more information, you can find that out there.
Mm.
On the morning of October 9th, Taylor entered Regan's home in New Boston, Texas. And what followed was one of the most violent crime scenes investigators in that area had ever encountered. Regan was slashed over 100 times. Now, trigger warning. I'm going to get through this real quick. So you can, if you don't want to hear what she did, scroll up about 35 seconds. She was beaten with a hammer. Medical examiners testified that knife wounds had perforated her jugular vein. Some of the cuts were deep enough to reach bone. The hammer blows struck and broke her nose and caused 5 separate skull fractures. The official cause of death, as determined by the medical examiner, was homicide from traumatic extraction from the uterus combined with sharp and blunt force injuries. Because after attacking her in the most horrific way possible, Taylor performed a crude, unassisted, unmedicated cesarean section on her friend.
The blood at this
Mm-hmm.
crime scene
Mm-mm.
is beyond what anybody, like what you're thinking about in your head right now, that you think it's beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And Ash, I know you're gonna talk about this, but to me, one of the worst parts of this was Regan's daughter was there.
She was there. That little girl was there. A 3-year-old
Mhm.
innocent child witnessed
Yeah.
the brutal murder and then watched. Anyways, you know what she watched. So
Yeah.
Taylor Parker left Regan's home with the infant and drove toward Oklahoma. She didn't make it far because a Texas state trooper pulled her over near DeKalb, and Taylor was sitting there with this baby telling the trooper she had just delivered on the side of the road. Now, here is a detail that Netflix glossed over. Taylor was taken to a hospital, and at that hospital, doctors examined her and found that she absolutely no possible way she could not have just delivered a baby. There was no physical trauma, nothing. Her body told all the truth they needed to know. Like, you idiot.
Also, the body cam footage from the officer pulling her over and
Yeah,
getting her out of the car, the minute that I was like, "You,"
I know.
is there's a point where the body cam catches Taylor getting on a stretcher. She's wearing, like, light green pajama pants.
Yeah.
Um, the amount of bleeding that occurs after you have a child,
Yeah.
like, you're not wearing light green PJ pants with not a trace of blood, ma'am.
Well, and this is it. So during interrogation, her entire story starts shifting. So she admitted getting into a fight with Regan and removing the baby from her room. Her womb. She said getting into a fight. That's what she described that she did.
No. No, that's not that's no. I listen, the whole thing from the hospital to the interrogation, I loathe this woman.
Oh, she's a fucking monster.
Yes, yes.
And her whole victim fucking bullshit. She's crying and shut up. Shut the fuck up. So, unfortunately, the baby was pronounced dead at the hospital. The medical examiner ruled her death as homicide as well because,
Yes,
yes,
which it was.
there were bruises on the baby's scalp and on the
Oh,
umbilical
God.
cord because you're not a fucking OB. Like, you lunatic. Like, 2 homicides one morning. Regan was 21, and poor baby Braxlin never had a chance to take a single breath outside of her mother's womb. Like, I hate this woman. Like, I have so much
Right?
disdain. So
All
obviously,
because
because she
she
lied.
thought, and she thought that this was going to be the solution.
She's a fucking monster. She's not even a monster.
No,
Like,
I
there
know.
isn't even a
I don't
word for
even know what
this.
category this woman lives in. I really don't.
I know. So obviously, she's arrested and she's in custody. She's facing capital murder charges. And you would think at this point, even Taylor would understand that the jig is up because, bitch, the jig is up. There's
Right?
no con left to run.
No.
But you'd be wrong because from the moment Taylor Parker arrived at Bowie County Jail, she got to work right away, my friend. Court documents allege that while awaiting trial, Taylor engineered a scheme to fabricate evidence, tamper with witnesses, and frame a mentally fragile fellow inmate for the murder.
You know what? I knew she was stupid. I knew she was stupid because she didn't think past the like, I'm going
The
to show up at
pregnancy
home with my new baby. Oh, and then they're going to find a brutally murdered mother who's missing her baby,
that I
but they won't
knew.
put it together. That I knew personally. Like, she's so dumb.
It's the
It's
craziest shit.
actually like insane.
So she allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly because I couldn't officially confirm this part, that she had
Okay.
written 2 fake confession letters designed to look like they had been written by this other inmate. So she was trying to create doubt. She's a fucking...
Ma'am, we pulled you over with a dead or dying infant in your lap with the umbilical cord still attached.
Right.
There has never been more solid evidence of
It's
your
so
crime.
staggering to me, the amount of delusion this person lives in.
Honestly.
Then there are the medical lies. Prosecutors revealed during the death penalty phase that Taylor was making false medical claims while awaiting trial.
Oh. Oh, so we're just still
We're
going.
continuing with the lies.
God.
So the doctors have to run tests legally, right? Because
Oh
inmates
my God.
have rights. And then Taylor would tell a completely different story after they would be like, you're fine. And she would
You
just
don't
flip
have
it
that.
again. Her own mother, remember how she had concocted this whole tale about her mom and all this bullshit?
Right. Yeah.
Was questioned on the stand about medical records that showed test after test coming back normal. While Taylor was sitting there telling everyone that she was extremely ill, like serious conditions, like serious. She also ran a financial scheme behind bars.
Like, what? Solitary. Let's go. Like, why are
Fuck
you?
me. So
Oh
when
my God.
inmates rack up medical bills, the money can be taken from their jail, like their commissary account,
Commissary?
I
Yeah.
suppose. So
Okay.
the account where family deposits money for them to buy things, right? Taylor's work around that was she had her family send money to other inmate accounts instead of hers. Those inmates would then buy things for her on the side. and her account would show nothing. So there was nothing to seize. But the time the court documents were filed, she owed $2,200 in unpaid medical bills she had evaded paying, but actually did receive the money, but in a roundabout way.
Also, uh, I just need to call out the family members that are fucking doing that,
Sending
because
her money.
I don't care if she's your daughter. I don't care if she's your sister. I don't care if she's your best friend in the whole world. Girl, I love you. If you pulled some fucking shit like this, we're never speaking again. And I'm certainly not sending you money to someone else's commissary so you can avoid paying your medical bills in prison. Get
Get
fucked.
out. Yeah.
Oh my God,
And
Ashley.
then
Okay.
this part, I was like, what the fuck is happening? So, court documents state that Taylor was modifying her jail uniform to make it more revealing and that she was maintaining romantic relationships with multiple inmates. That's your concern? That's your fucking, you are a fucking lunatic. Like, what is happening?
Again.
Solitary.
Honestly, like, why is she in general population? Get out of here. You're a monster. I
Yeah.
can't believe that anybody speaks to her in prison.
It's
Like,
fucking
fellow women,
crazy.
I can't, I can honestly tell you, I would have nothing to say
No,
to a woman who murdered a mother in front of her 3-year-old daughter and ripped her child out of her womb. I have nothing to say to you ever.
but remember, they're getting the Taylor that is loving, sweet, charming, and her story is obviously different. She was
Yeah,
framed.
true, true,
She's the
true.
victim.
Fair, fair.
So the Bowie County District Attorney's Office put something into writing, and I wanted to read it to you.
Okay.
Since her arrival at the jail, she has repeatedly and continuously engaged in criminal behavior, violations of jail policies, and has continued her fraudulent pattern of lying and misrepresenting most all aspects of her medical history and medical status.
So, not a fucking thing has changed.
Nothing. The
Okay.
exact same woman,
Got it.
just a different address, essentially. So the trial of Taylor began in September 22 in Bowie County, Texas, and it was one of the most closely watched capital murder trials in the region.
Yeah.
They had never seen anything like this.
No, because I hate, because none of us have. Like, what the fuck?
Taylor, as we would expect from Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
pleaded not guilty.
Oh, God.
Fuck off. So the prosecution built their case around something that required no dramatic flourishes because they didn't need to fucking try in this
I
case.
was going to say, we don't need dramatic flourishes because this is the most dramatic BS that I have maybe ever seen.
All they had to do was show the jury the evidence of the fake pregnancy, the silicone belly, the ultrasound images, the social media posts, the gender reveal party footage. They showed the digital trail, the YouTube searches about how to do a C-section.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Now, the defense tried to argue that you can see someone looked something up without knowing why, and they can't prove that she was the one that looked that up.
WTF?
Right.
That is the lamest. Like, I'm sorry, but you got to go back to the drawing board. That's not a good defense. What do you mean?
That's all they had because
I can tell you everything about a human by looking at their Google search history.
yes.
Mine is fucked.
Oh, you don't ever want to go into mine. I'm almost certain I'm probably flagged and they think I'm some kind of homicidal maniac, but here we are.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So the defense turned around and said, okay, let's go back to 2010. And they just laid it all out. All the schemes,
Amazing.
all the bullshit, all of her shit. So here's a detail from the court documents that I keep coming back to. When Taylor was confronted at some point before all of this during one of her earlier fake pregnancies, someone asked her directly how she could possibly be pregnant because she had had a hysterectomy and how this
Yeah.
happened. Her answer was, "It's a miracle. All my stuff
Oh.
grew back." What?
Um, listen. Listen, that's not how that works. Now, I will say, just as a total side note, I was shocked not that long ago. I had to go to the hospital for some testing. They were like, "We need to do a pregnancy test." I was like, "Great news. I don't have a uterus, haven't had one in over 10 years." And they were like, "It doesn't matter." And I was like, "Pardon yourself?" And they were explaining that there are these situations where you can, because if you have your ovaries, you still have eggs. There are situations where like an egg and a sperm can meet and the baby can latch onto like the outside of your stomach wall or your intestine or all this shit, but they're not viable pregnancies. You cannot have a child that way. And it's actually a medical emergency and you need that dealt with right quick.
Yeah.
So, no, your
No,
uterus didn't grow back.
you psychopath.
I would be panicked if I thought my uterus could grow back at any point in time. Like, I don't want that.
I would never hear the end of it.
No, no, no. No, there would be hysterectomy
Yeah.
number 2, round 2. Let's go.
So, November 22, they sentenced her to death.
Good.
Taylor is currently on death row in Texas. She is 33 years old and right now is the youngest woman on Texas death row.
All right. What are we waiting for?
All right. She appealed her conviction, of course she did, but her appeals denied, and she has now exhausted all of her potential appeals. So
Okay, perfect.
that ain't gonna happen, boo boo. You just stay right where you are.
Yeah.
So, as we talked about, so the Netflix documentary dropped June 12th this year.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
covered a lot of the story, the fake pregnancy, Wade's experience, the community
Yeah.
reaction, Regan's family
Yeah.
speaking about their loss, and past friendships, all of this. But as we've covered today, the documentary did leave some things out. The full scope of the prior fake pregnancies. So I
Yeah.
didn't even
I
know
didn't
about
know
that.
about that. No, I didn't either.
The welfare fraud that she had been partaking in,
Hmm.
the frame job she tried to do in jail, which was laughable, the medical lies during her pretrial, the financial
Hmm.
schemes, the full interrogation admission. So the
Hmm.
complete picture of who Taylor was, I felt like didn't really fit into the documentary runtime because obviously they only have so much space in a documentary to cover, and there was a
Yeah.
lot to cover. So I do think, with this case, there just seems to be more about her, more layers. Like it's just
Hmm.
a never ending pile of shit that this fucking woman continues
Honestly.
to, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to take a beat before we close this because Reagan Simmons-Hancock deserved to meet her daughter. She deserved to be sitting at home right now, holding her baby. Well, her baby would be 5, like
The
almost 6. Well, no, she would be 6, I guess. She'd be
the
living in
th-
an ordinary,
yeah.
precious life.
Yeah.
And this bitch comes in and destroys everything.
The thing that I can't forgive, that I can't move past, and that I will not move past is the selfishness that was involved in this.
Well, she never
Because,
stopped ever, Chantal. She never stopped trying to manipulate any situation. She never
yeah,
stopped. It's
yeah,
crazy.
because the lifelong trauma that Regan's little girl will have,
Yep.
that Regan's husband will have, that Regan's mother will have. I can't even like there is a recording of Regan's mom calling
Oh,
911 because Regan's mom finds Regan.
yeah.
Um, and it is hands down the most gut-wrenching, heart-ripping sound you will ever hear come out of a human woman.
I actually started listening to it and I fast forwarded because all I could think about as a mom, I'm not I couldn't face it, and very rarely can I not face something. That one I couldn't face.
It really affected me, and, like, for the remainder of the day after I heard it. So, my heart just breaks
It's
for
horrible.
this family.
It's beyond
My heart
horrible. There
just
isn't even a word.
breaks. And we always at the end, we always say, we wish that these families find peace in a new life or something. But, like, guys, sometimes there's just cases and situations where I truly don't think there are words
There are n
for this.
there's nothing. There's no,
No.
"I'm sorry." There's no
And
because
I do hope the best for them,
Mhm,
but that's all that I can say because I don't because saying, "Oh, I wish, that you find peace or healing," or it seems cruel
mhm,
to even say the words.
mhm.
So I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I can't imagine.
Well, thank you for listening to my case today.
Mhm.
This was a beast.
Mhm.
I appreciate every single person who takes the time to listen to Chantal and I fucking fuck around all day, every day. And
All day, every day.
if you don't know, we have a wonderful Discord community that we chit chat on. If you want to talk
Yeah.
to us, if you
Yeah,
want a
check out our
bonus
membership.
episode, yeah, check us out. It's all there for you. If you have questions, reach out. Please like and share these videos. It helps us out tremendously. And we will see you guys on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.